Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories. In this episode, I have decided we are going to be going to Monstro for a couple of reasons. First of all, the comments told me that I should go to Monstro, and second of all, it is actually a fairly easy world if you go to it early on in the game. If you wait, it's really not that much harder, but it actually is a fairly short level that I think we can get through in one episode. What a weird place! Everything's kind of springy and soft. Nice and warm, too. I'm starting to feel like a nap. I think you should be a little more worried. Who's there? You're inside the belly of Monstro the whale. Why, I know that voice. Pinocchio? Pinocchio, it's you. Come on out. Is that you, Jiminy? Gosh, I thought I'd never see you again. Gee, there's no way you wouldn't find me again. I'm your conscience. And your conscience will always be your guide, remember? Sure, Jiminy, and I've been a good boy, promise. I didn't tell a single lie. Uh-oh. Well, for Pete's sake. Oops, but how did you end up inside Monstro anyway? We, sorta used a special way. It's so special, we don't know how we did it. That's too bad. I was hoping you could help me and Father get out of here. Well, I'll be. Geppetto's here too? Sure he is. Follow me. There we go, guys, got our key beginnings card, and if there's one thing I like about Monstro in Rechain of Memories, it has a bit more atmosphere, believe it or not, to me, than Monstro in Kingdom Hearts 1. And that might sound a little weird, but just wait till we get to a couple of the... Actually, you know, this kind of explains it right here, now that I think about it. Just look at that. That's actually kind of... I'm not going to say scary, but the fact that you can't see the walls on the other side of this room or the floor, it's kind of unsettling, I guess is a good word. But just like at last episode, guys, I need to go ahead and take care of as many Heartless as possible, because I would really like to get a fair few number of card points to start building a good deck with. So I will take care of all the enemies in this room. Cannot believe this one hasn't caught up to me yet, and I will see you guys when I am done fighting all of the Heartless. Alright, I think that is all of the Heartless in this room, and I probably should have pointed out that these wooden structures on the floor have the ability to give you... They're basically the scenery props that we've seen in every other world, and these clocks, actually, if you hit them, and there are Heartless on the screen, it will cast stop on them, so that is actually pretty cool. Now, here we have a 1 door, and I think we have a 2 Moogle room. There we go, so that actually works out perfectly, because I thought that that number 2 Moogle room card, or the Moogle room card with the number 2 on it wasn't going to be useful at all, because I didn't think we were ever going to get to a room that would allow us to use it, if that makes sense. But here we finally have a Moogle room, and I want to really hit home the fact, or drive home the fact, how important these rooms are. Luckily, we got a free pack here with, I guess, a 6 and a 9 cards. Those will come in very handy, and if you saw that Shining card, I'll get into those in a minute. Now, here we have attack cards, or cards with attack, you know, keyblades on them. That basically, that's what the red cards are. We have the blue cards, which have summons, magic spells, and probably something else I can't think of right now. And we have the green cards, which have items like potions and stuff like that. Right now, we need a lot of attack cards, in my opinion. That's my philosophy on this game. So we didn't really get anything great here, so let's go ahead and buy another one. There we go, we got a 7 and an 8. That is actually a very good haul this early in the game to me. Now, I'd also like to buy one of these green packs, just in case, because I'd like to have a high potion card. And that was actually fairly useless, so I wish I had those points back, but I guess it's kind of like gambling. You really don't know what you're going to get. Luckily, the only thing you can actually use Moogle points on, please be a good card. Alright, a 1. That's completely useless. But it's kind of like gambling, because you don't ever know what you're going to get. So let me go ahead and build me a new deck, and I will show you guys exactly what I have done to create it once I'm done building it. Alright, I've put together what I consider to be a fairly decent deck this early on in the game. Now we don't have any 3s, 2s, or 1s in the deck, which is a fairly good thing considering those are very weak, even this early in the game. To me, they're completely useless. Later on, we'll get to some slights that make use of those cards, but as of right now, I'd prefer just not to even have them in my deck. I think I'm fairly close to a level up, so once I do level up, I'll put the enemy cards back in, but since we only have 375 card points, I just decided to take those out, because I wanted to leave in the potion, I wanted to leave in the fire, and the Simba cards. Like I said earlier on in the Let's Play, I'm not like a master strategist or anything in this game, but you really don't have to be. If it feels right to you, that's probably a good deck. But we need to go ahead. Is this going to be the room that we need to go to? No, it is not. This is actually, we'll be going to that later on. So we need to go upwards here. And if there's one thing, or if there's one complaint I had about this game, I don't really complain about the games I play too much, because I wouldn't Let's Play a game that I didn't like. But the map system in this game, up in the top right, I think you even have an opportunity or an option to turn it off, but it doesn't really function well to me. If you look at it, I mean, it shows you what direction you're facing, but you don't move around the room up there, so it doesn't really help all that much, and sometimes it's hard to tell what room you need to go in. So you have to constantly go into your map just to be able to tell which room you want to go in. But it's, like I said, not that big of a deal. It's just something that I wish had been fine-tuned a little bit better, but like I said, not that big of a deal. So let me go ahead and take care of the Heartless in this room. Alright, I believe that is all of the enemies in this room, and we even got a Moogle shop card to boot. Unfortunately, it was a 1, so I'm not sure how useful it's going to be, but we have a couple more rooms to go through until we get to the next plotline room. So let me just go ahead and take care of these rooms. This Let's Play, just by the way, I should probably explain this just a little bit. The Let's Play is mostly, or not the Let's Play, and I guess a Let's Play, but the game in particular is just so, it's mainly just going through rooms until you can get to the plot rooms to advance the plot, I guess. So there's going to be a lot of cutting out and speeding up, but that is really just the nature of the game. If I didn't do that, it would just be completely full of enemy fights and nothing really interesting. So I hope you guys don't mind that. But like I said, let me go ahead and take care of all the enemy fights that we don't really need to see. Man, those Teeming Darkness rooms really give you a lot of Heartless. I hope that is the last one right there. Even if it's not, we're just going to go ahead and go through this door here. Now, coming up, there is going to be a lot of dialogue and a lot of plot, because as soon as we go in here and do the plot in this room, we can run straight to the next room and do the plot there. So if you wanted to skip ahead just to see the action and stuff and really just skip over the dialogue, I guess I couldn't blame you too much. But the plot for this area is actually pretty cool, and kind of relates to Kingdom Hearts 1 a little bit. Geppetto! Bless my soul, it's Jiminy Cricket. How in the world did you get here? You tell me, how does a clockmaker wind up in the belly of a whale? Well, it's a long story. So you sailed out to look for Pinocchio, and Monstro swallowed you. Yes, but I found my son. I would do anything for Pinocchio. But now you can't get out, can you? Being stuck in the belly of a whale is awful. Not if Pinocchio and I are together. That makes everything a little bit better. There's nothing better than being reunited with someone you care about. Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't care if I'm trapped here so long as I have Pinocchio. He's such a good boy. Well, he still tells fibs, but with a little help from me. Oh, Jiminy, you worry too much. Speaking of Pinocchio, where is he? He was here a minute ago. Where's he gone this time? I expect he's off exploring. That boy has been poking around just about everywhere inside this monster. He won't tell me why it's so important. I tell him it's dangerous, but he won't listen. That boy's a handful. Sora, if you don't mind. I know. You want us to help you find him, right? Come on, guys, let's get going. And here is our key of guidance, and we get the high jump, which if you have played the first game or watched the Let's Play of the first game, we learned high jump in Monstro, actually. So it kind of harkens back to the first game in that respect, and I used to think that no matter what world you go to as your second world that you get to choose, I thought no matter what, you would get the high jump. That is not actually the case. You don't get high jump until you come to Monstro, so that is yet another reason why... I'm getting kind of lost here, that's why I keep bringing up my map. That is another reason why you would want to come to Monstro early on in the game. That way you get high jump, which makes everything easier in fights, and it makes navigating the rooms just a little bit easier as well. But here's going to be yet another plot door, but also there is going to be a boss fight that harkens back to the first game. Oh! Pinocchio, what are you thinking? You know Geppetto worries when you wander off by yourself. Jiminy was worried too. I'm sorry. What are you doing anyway? Looking for something? Yeah, I'm looking for treasure. Here we go again. But Jiminy! Now don't be so hard on the little fella, Jiminy. We promised not to get mad, Pinocchio. Is that why you're afraid to tell? No need to fret. Tell us the truth, we'll understand. Put your trust in Goofy. I was looking for a way out. Father says he's happy, but it's my fault we're stuck here. I shouldn't have run away from home. I want to help Father get home to the workshop. But he'll worry if I tell him what I'm doing. So that's why you thought you had to tell a lie. You did it because you love your dad. All you need now is courage. What? Tell Geppetto the truth. With a little courage, you can do it. If you tell him how you really feel, I bet he'll help you find a way out. And we'll give you a hand. Really? You'll help us? Okay, I'll give it a try. Wish me luck, Jiminy. No more keeping secrets then. Have we got a deal? Sure, I'll be brave and tell Father how I really feel. No lies this time. Great, then your nose won't... What's happening? I got a bad feeling about this. Pinocchio, run for it! Alright, what I'd like to do first on this fight is play that card soldier card, the enemy card, because it lets you attack really, really quickly. Now, if you guys remember when we fought the Parasite Cage in the first game, when we hit him a certain number of times, I don't remember if it was random or how it exactly worked, but eventually he would break down and start spitting out HP balls. That was actually not really that helpful in the first game, but considering that we are not on solid ground, pretty much if we want to attack him, we almost have to stand in the acid in front of him. It's more helpful in Chain of Memories than it was in the first game that he puts out HP. But really, it's not a big deal to me. I'm just going to stand here in the acid and keep attacking him, because at the rate he's hitting me, which is about 0 hits per minute right now, he's probably not going to kill me. And if he does, I'm going to probably have to revoke my Let's Play license, and I did not mean to put together a stun impact. Doesn't look like it did that much damage to him. I have to imagine that it would do more damage to a regular enemy, but that is all there is to the Parasite Cage. Help me, I'm scared! Pinocchio, be brave! How? Don't give up. Try fighting your way out. Be brave? Okay, I'll try. Pinocchio, are you alright? Don't worry, I'm okay, just a little sticky. But I have a great idea. That thing spit me out when I started fighting back. Why don't we try the same thing with Monstro? Of course, if we're lucky, Monstro might cough us up. Great idea, let's go deeper inside and try it. I'm going too. No, it's too dangerous. Aw, come on. You should be with Geppetto. No use escaping from Monstro if you two get separated again. Leave this to us. I guess you're right. Be careful, everybody. And with this key to truth, we now have a reason to go deeper into Monstro, even though with the randomly generated rooms and stuff like that in Chain of Memories, it's not really clear that we're going deeper into Monstro. We just have to go to the door that requires the key to truth. Now, speaking of rooms, I keep getting lost, by the way. I think I mentioned this before. I keep getting lost, so I have to keep bringing up the map. That map is invaluable. But speaking of the map, I'm pretty sure that no matter what room you go to on the 3rd floor, the layout of the level will be exactly the same. The rooms will just be tailored to whatever room you, or to whatever level you go to. So it's not, if you go to Monstro later on, there's going to be more rooms, I guess is what the gist of this explanation is. But here we're going to be getting a huge gauntlet fight, and I'm not sure if there's going to be any dialogue here or not. Looks like this is as far as we go. Ready then? Let's shake things up. It would be easier if we had someone to fight. Perfect timing. Looks like we've got company. Now this is kind of almost like a mini game, and the instructions aren't really all that important. But what the point of the mini game is to fill up that monster bar right there, or Monstro bar. Apparently I'm blind, I can't even read. But the Simba card right here is actually invaluable as far as taking out the Heartless. Either you have to fill up the Monstro bar, or you have to kill all the Heartless. And I think that I'm probably going to beat the Heartless before either the time runs out or the Monstro bar fills up, because I think it would have been kind of cheap if you had to fill the bar up, because eventually they're going to run out of Heartless. If they wanted you to fill up the bar, I think this would have been a better idea. They just keep spawning Heartless over and over until you fill up the bar, not until you take out all the Heartless, if that makes sense. But here we get a Dumbo card and more dialogue. Woo! Yuck! It's working! Monstro's gonna sneeze! Ow! Now I know what getting shot out of a cannon feels like. Where's Pinocchio and his dad? They're gone. They must have gotten out safely. Without you, Jiminy, I thought there was no escaping your conscience. I don't mind being left behind, as long as they're both safe. Maybe Pinocchio doesn't need me after all. What do you mean? That little puppet used to have trouble telling right from wrong, but he's come a long way. Maybe he doesn't need Jiminy Cricket anymore. Seems like he's got a conscience of his very own. Don't you remember what Geppetto said? There's nothing better than being reunited with someone you care about. I bet Pinocchio's counting the days till he can see you again. Well, what do you know? You might be right. Now, that was always a very heartfelt cutscene to me. This is probably not common, and I wonder if this nope, 3, not really that good. This is probably uncommon, but I always kind of liked the dynamic between Jiminy and Pinocchio in this game, because Jiminy is part of our party, so that's always kind of cool to think about, but here's going to be yet another cutscene.
I hope the kid is gonna be okay.
Why bring that up?
I had to be sure that I hadn't forgotten him.
How'd that go for you?
Good. I remembered where I had justified the kid.
Well, I remember that too. The king helped save everything by staying on the other side of the door to darkness, I think.
You got it, Dopey.
And me? I'm looking for Riku. He was with the king when the door closed. I guess there's no way we'll forget the most important memories.
That's good, 'cause I don't want to forget.
You seem pretty intrigued by this Sora kid.
Are you telling me you're not Larxene?
Haven't decided yet. I think what intrigues me more is what you see in him.
There was a time he became a Heartless. And if one becomes a Heartless...
They lose their minds and their feelings. They're consumed by the darkness.
Right, but not Sora. He held on to his feelings even as a Heartless. And there's only one other man who's been able to do just that.
It's the strength of his heart. That's what interests you. Why the Keyblade shows Sora's heart.
To unlock the mysteries of the heart. Isn't that the organization's mission?
I wonder if there's anything we've forgotten.
If we did, what would it have been? I can't think of anything, so maybe that means that I really am losing my memories. But whatever they were, they couldn't have been very important memories, right?
Right. Or else I don't think you would have forgotten it. Look,
What is it?
a good luck charm Kairi gave me. It's special to her, so I promised that I would return it. I'll never forget making that promise. It's why I could never forget Kairi. Am I right, Kairi? Huh? Oh? Do I know? That girl?
Hey, did you do?
Sorry, never mind.
We better keep going.
Now, you better believe that I was really intrigued the first time I played Chain of Memories on the Game Boy Advance about the whole thing going on with that new girl and Kairi. I was like, if you forget Kairi, Sora, I don't know if I'm going to be able to talk to you or play your game anymore, because we had such a good thing going in the first game. But over the course of the game, we will definitely be delving into the mysteries behind the people in black. I don't want to call them what they're actually called, just in case anybody out there doesn't know and would consider that a spoiler, I guess. But I want to thank you guys for watching this episode of Let's Play Kingdom Hearts Re-Chain of Memories. I know there was a lot of dialogue in this episode, but I guess that's just the way this game is. But I want to thank you for watching, and I can't wait to see you guys back for the next episode.